Welcome, dear friend. Tonight, there is nowhere you need to be. Nothing to finish, nothing to solve, nothing waiting for your attention. The day has quietly come to an end, and now the night offers you something simple, a moment of peace. Allow yourself to settle into the place where you are resting now. Notice the gentle support beneath your body. There is nothing you need to change, nothing you need to control. Simply allow yourself to be here. Take a slow breath in through your nose. Hold it for just a gentle moment, and slowly breathe out. Again, a calm breath in, a peaceful breath out. With every breath, imagine the busy thoughts of the day becoming lighter, like tiny leaves floating away on a quiet stream. You do not need to follow them. You do not need to hold on to them. No crowded streets, no glowing phone screens asking for your attention. Only a quiet mountain road and a small wooden cabin waiting patiently among the tall pine trees. As you exhale, imagine yourself leaving the modern world far behind. The year is 1937. Late autumn has settled across the Blue Ridge Mountains. Golden leaves drift gently across the winding road ahead of you. The air carries the cool scent of pine needles, damp earth, and distant rain. Your old touring automobile moves slowly along the narrow mountain trail. The engine hums softly beneath the hood. Its steady rhythm blends naturally with the whisper of wind through the forest. The journey has been long, but there is no rush. There never has been. The afternoon sky has slowly faded into gentle shades of silver and blue. Heavy clouds gather peacefully above the mountains. Somewhere far away, a quiet roll of thunder echoes beyond the hills. Not loud, not alarming. Simply nature preparing for a peaceful night. You lower the window just a little. Cool mountain air slips inside. It feels wonderfully fresh, almost sweet. The scent of cedar trees mixes with the faint aroma of approaching rain. Tiny droplets begin to land on the windshield. One, then another. Soon they form delicate patterns across the glass. The windshield wipers move with a slow, comforting rhythm. Back and forth. Back and forth. Almost like a sleepy metronome. The road curves gently around a hillside. Then you see it, nestled quietly among towering pines. Your mountain cabin. Warm golden light glows softly from its windows. Smoke rises lazily from the stone chimney. The cabin almost seems alive, waiting, welcoming. patient. A narrow wooden bridge crosses a gentle stream before reaching the front path. Rain taps lightly against the roof of your automobile. The stream below quietly follows its ancient path through the forest. You cross the bridge slowly. The tires make a soft wooden sound beneath you. A small lantern beside the porch flickers warmly. Its amber light reflects across the wet stones, leading toward the front steps. You stop the engine. Silence arrives, but not complete silence. Only peaceful sounds remain. Gentle rain, moving branches, a distant owl, the quiet murmur of flowing water. You sit for one peaceful moment, simply listening. There is something deeply comforting about arriving somewhere that asks nothing from you. You step outside. The cool evening air wraps gently around you. Rain kisses your coat. Not enough to soak you, just enough to remind you that the mountains are alive tonight. You lift your small leather travel bag from the back seat. The old car door closes with a satisfying, familiar sound. Ahead of you, the cabin porch waits beneath its sheltering roof. Each wooden step gives a gentle creak beneath your boots. The sound feels oddly welcoming, as though the cabin remembers every traveler who has ever visited. The brass key slides smoothly into the old lock. One quiet turn. The door opens. Warmth greets you immediately. The comforting scent of cedar wood, old books, freshly stacked firewood. A faint trace of cinnamon lingering in the air. The soft amber glow fills every corner of the room. Oil lamps illuminate polished wooden walls. A thick woven rug rests before the stone fireplace. Large windows reveal the rain quietly falling outside. You place your bag beside the door. Hang your coat carefully on the wooden rack. Remove your damp boots. The thick wool socks beneath feel wonderfully warm against the smooth oak floor. The cabin is perfectly still. Not empty, peacefully still, as though it has been waiting only for you. The neatly stacked pile of firewood rests beside the fireplace. You kneel quietly. Arrange several dry cedar logs, a small twist of newspaper, a single match. With a gentle scratch, a tiny golden flame appears. It catches slowly, patiently. Soon the fire begins to grow. Soft orange light dances across the stone chimney. Tiny shadows sway peacefully along the ceiling beams. Outside, the rain becomes just a little steadier. Inside, everything feels warm, protected, safe. You fill the copper kettle with fresh spring water drawn earlier that morning. It rests above the growing fire. Soon, a gentle whisper of steam begins to rise. The first evening inside the mountain cabin has begun. And somewhere beyond the windows, The rain continues its timeless song. The fire settles into a calm and steady rhythm. Each cedar log burns slowly, softly, patiently. The warm glow spreads across the cabin. Golden light dances over the polished oak floor. Gentle shadows drift across the walls. Outside, the rain continues its quiet conversation with the forest. You lift the small copper kettle from its hook. Steam curls gently into the warm air. The water is ready. You choose a small tin of loose black tea from the wooden shelf. Its familiar scent rises as you carefully measure a spoonful into the waiting teapot. The simple ritual asks nothing of you. There is no hurry. Every movement is slow. Every sound feels softer than the last. You pour the hot water. A quiet whisper fills the room. The tea begins to steep. You wait, watching the steam drift upward. For a few peaceful moments, there is nothing else to do, nothing else to think about. The cabin itself seems to breathe. The fire crackles gently. The rain taps against the windows. Somewhere beyond the trees, a distant roll of thunder passes quietly across the mountains. It is already moving away before it fully arrives. You smile without realizing it. Storms always feel different from inside a warm cabin. They become comforting, almost protective. You carry your cup toward the wide window overlooking the forest. Tiny droplets race one another down the old glass. Beyond them, the pine trees sway slowly beneath the gentle wind. Mist gathers between their tall trunks. The mountains slowly disappear behind silver rain. You wrap both hands around the warm cup. Its gentle heat spreads into your fingers. The rich aroma of tea mingles with cedar wood and the faint sweetness of burning firewood. You close your eyes for a moment, listening. Rain on the roof, fire in the hearth, the quiet ticking of the old grandfather clock, water flowing beneath the wooden bridge outside. Each sound finds its own gentle place. None compete. None demand attention. Together, they become a peaceful lullaby. You notice a comfortable rocking chair beside the fireplace. Its polished wood reflects the warm glow of the flames. A folded wool blanket rests neatly across its back. You settle into the chair. It moves almost silently. Forward, back, forward, back. Slow enough to match your breathing. The warmth of the fire reaches your feet. Outside, the rain becomes just a little steadier. drops land softly upon the cedar roof. Thousands of tiny rhythms, always changing, always familiar. A leather-bound journal rests upon the small table beside you. Its pages are gently worn. Someone visited this cabin long ago, perhaps many years before tonight. Perhaps they also sat here, watching the rain, listening to this very fireplace, feeling the same quiet peace. You open the journal. Most of the pages remain blank, waiting patiently, not asking to be filled, simply waiting. You smile. Some stories never need to be written. Some moments become complete simply by being lived. The fire continues its gentle dance. The kettle lets out another soft sigh. The lantern above casts warm amber circles across the ceiling beams. Nothing changes quickly here. Everything follows its own peaceful rhythm. Outside, the forest drinks the rain. Inside, the cabin offers warmth, comfort, stillness. You lean back a little farther into the chair. The blanket settles softly across your lap. Your eyelids begin to feel just a little heavier. Not from tiredness alone, but from comfort. From knowing that for this evening, there is nowhere else you need to be. Only here. Only this cabin. Only the gentle rain falling patiently through the quiet mountains of autumn. And as the evening grows deeper, the peaceful night quietly continues. The evening continues without asking anything of you. The fire still burns with its quiet and steady warmth. Its soft amber light fills every corner of the little cabin. The gentle rain continues beyond the windows. For several peaceful minutes, you simply remain where you are. The rocking chair moves almost silently. Forward, back, forward, back. The rhythm feels natural now, almost as though it has become part of your own breathing. The warm tea has cooled slightly in your hands. Its rich aroma still lingers in the air, mixed with cedar wood, old books, fresh rain, and the comforting scent of a fire that has found its perfect balance. Outside, the rain seems a little steadier now. Not heavier, simply more constant. Thousands of tiny drops fall together across the cedar roof, each one finding its own gentle place. Some dance across the porch railing. Others gather quietly beneath the eaves before falling into the waiting earth below. The sound is wonderfully peaceful. You close your eyes only for a moment, listening. The fire, the rain, the quiet ticking of the old clock. Somewhere beneath it all, The little mountain stream continues its endless journey through the forest. You begin to wonder what the evening feels like outside, not because you wish to leave the warmth, only because the rain seems to invite you, very gently, very kindly. You stand slowly. The rocking chair gives one final soft creak before becoming still. You set the empty teacup upon the small oak table. Nearby, the brass lantern glows steadily. Its warm light reflects softly across the polished wooden floor. You reach for your wool coat hanging beside the front door. It feels comfortably dry now, still carrying the faint scent of mountain air from earlier this evening. You slip it over your shoulders. The thick fabric settles around you with familiar warmth. Your felt hat rests upon the wooden hook. You place it carefully upon your head, not because the rain demands it, but because it somehow feels right. Your boots wait neatly beside the doorway. The leather has already begun drying beside the fire. You pull them on slowly, each lace tightened with quiet patience. There is no reason to hurry. There never has been. The cabin seems almost reluctant to let you go. The fire continues glowing behind you. The kettle releases another soft whisper of steam. The lantern flickers gently. Everything remains exactly as you found it. Warm, safe, waiting. You rest your hand upon the old brass doorknob. Its cool metal feels pleasantly smooth. You turn it slowly. The wooden door opens with the same gentle creak that welcomed you earlier. Immediately, the cool mountain air greets you once again. Fresh, clean, filled with the scent of rain-soaked pine needles. You step onto the covered porch. Rain falls only a few feet away beyond the sheltering roof. Tiny silver threads drift through the soft evening light. The porch lantern glows warmly behind you. Its golden reflection stretches across the rain-darkened wooden floorboards. You pause, simply watching. The forest seems entirely different now. The fading evening has quietly become night. Not a dark night, a gentle one. Clouds soften the sky above the mountains. Their pale gray shapes drift silently overhead. Mist curls between the tall pine trunks. Everything appears softer, almost dreamlike. The little stream below the bridge catches the lantern light in tiny flashes. Its quiet song blends perfectly with the falling rain. Nothing competes. Everything belongs. You take one slow breath. The cool air fills your lungs. It carries the fresh scent of wet cedar, moss, fern leaves, wild mountain herbs hidden beneath the trees. Every breath feels cleaner than the last. A single drop of rain lands gently upon the brim of your hat. Then another. You step carefully from beneath the porch roof. The rain welcomes you. Not with cold, but with softness. Tiny drops settle upon your coat, barely noticeable, like cool feathers drifting through the air. The narrow stone path leading away from the cabin glistens beneath the lantern light. Small puddles reflect warm amber colors behind you. Ahead, Only gentle shades of blue and silver remain. You begin walking, slowly. The forest seems to slow with you. Your boots press softly against damp earth. Wet pine needles cushion every step. Fallen autumn leaves rest quietly along the winding trail. Golden, copper, deep crimson. Rain has polished each leaf until it shines like painted glass. A gentle breeze moves through the treetops. High above, the pine branches answer with a long, peaceful whisper. No sudden movement, no harsh sound, only the quiet language of an old forest welcoming another rainy evening. The cabin remains visible behind you. Its glowing windows shine warmly through the mist. A small island of golden light surrounded by endless trees. You know it waits patiently. There is comfort in that thought. No matter how far along this little path you wander, the warm fire will still be burning when you return. You continue walking. The trail curves gently around great stones covered with emerald moss. Tiny streams of rainwater trickle quietly between them. Small ferns bow beneath the falling droplets. Everything seems alive. Everything moves slowly. A robin flutters from one low branch to another. Its feathers appear darker beneath the rain. For a brief moment, it watches you, then disappears silently into the shelter of another pine. You smile. The forest carries on with its quiet evening, never disturbed, only shared. Far away, another gentle roll of thunder drifts across the mountains. Soft, deep, already fading before it fully arrives. It feels less like a storm and more like the mountains breathing in their sleep. You follow the path a little farther. The rain continues its endless lullaby. And somewhere ahead, you begin to hear another sound. Very soft, very gentle. The quiet murmur of flowing water. A small stream waits just beyond the trees. The gentle sound of flowing water grows a little clearer. Not louder, only closer. It blends so naturally with the falling rain that it is difficult to tell where one sound ends and the other begins. You continue along the narrow forest path. Each careful step seems to carry you deeper into the quiet heart of the mountains. The trees stand tall around you. Their dark trunks disappear into the silver mist. High above, their branches form a gentle canopy that catches thousands of tiny raindrops. Every now and then, a few droplets gather together. They fall softly onto the forest floor below. The sound is delicate, almost musical. You slow your pace even more. There is no destination waiting, only another peaceful moment. The forest asks nothing from you. It does not expect conversation. It does not ask for decisions. It simply allows you to be here, exactly as you are. Soon, the trees begin to open, not into a great clearing, only a small, quiet space where the mountain stream winds peacefully between smooth, gray stones. The water is beautifully clear. Even beneath the cloudy evening sky, you can see every pebble resting beneath its gentle current. Small ripples move endlessly around rounded rocks polished by countless seasons. Rain touches the surface of the stream. One tiny circle appears, then another. Soon hundreds of little rings drift quietly across the moving water, each one lasting only a moment, each one becoming part of the next. You step onto a broad stone beside the bank. Its surface is cool beneath your boots, a little damp, but steady. You rest your hands inside your coat pockets. The cool mountain breeze brushes gently across your face. It carries the scent of fresh water, wet moss, and ancient cedar. For several long moments, you simply watch the stream. Nothing changes quickly here. The water never rushes. It never seems impatient. It simply continues its journey, stone by stone, curve by curve, always moving, always peaceful. You begin to notice small details that might easily be missed. Tiny patches of emerald moss cling to fallen logs beside the water. A delicate fern unfolds beside an old tree root. Drops of rain gather upon its leaves before slipping silently into the stream. Nearby, a weathered wooden footbridge crosses the narrow water. Its railings are worn smooth by many years of mountain weather. The wood has turned soft shades of silver and brown. You step onto the bridge. It answers with a gentle creak beneath your weight. Not a sound of age, a sound of welcome. You pause halfway across. The stream passes quietly below. Its clear water reflects the soft lantern glow drifting from the distant cabin far behind you. The light is faint now, almost hidden among the trees. Yet it remains there, a quiet reminder that warmth is never far away. You lean gently against the railing. The rain continues, slow, patient, unhurried. A cool droplet lands softly upon your hand. Another settles on the weathered wood beside you. Neither asks to be noticed. Yet somehow, you notice both. The mountains have a way of slowing time. Minutes no longer matter. Even the quiet ticking of the clock back in the cabin feels very far away now. Here, there is only the gentle rhythm of nature, the steady rain, the flowing stream, the whispering pines. A soft breeze passes through the forest. The tallest trees sway together, not dramatically, only enough to let their branches sigh peacefully above your head. Their voices blend into one long, gentle whisper. almost like waves upon a distant shore. You close your eyes. The darkness behind your eyelids feels warm and calm. You listen. The rain falls upon your hat, softly. The stream glides over smooth stones, patiently. Somewhere deeper within the forest, an owl offers a single quiet call. Then silence returns. Nothing feels lonely here. The forest is full of life. It simply speaks very softly. You remain standing upon the bridge, breathing slowly. The cool air fills your lungs with the scent of pine and rain. Each breath feels lighter than the last. Any thoughts that traveled with you from the outside world have quietly drifted away. There is nothing left to solve, nothing left to remember. Only this peaceful evening, only this gentle rain, only the quiet mountains that have stood here for thousands of years. Far beyond the distant ridges, a faint roll of thunder travels across the clouds once more. It is softer now, more distant, like a gentle drum echoing somewhere beyond the horizon. The rain answers with its endless lullaby. The stream continues its timeless song. And for a little while longer, you simply stand there, watching the water, listening to the forest, feeling completely at peace. The quiet mountain stream continues its gentle journey beneath the bridge. For a little while longer, you remain where you are, listening, breathing, allowing the peaceful rhythm of the forest to settle even deeper around you. The rain falls softly upon the brim of your hat. The pine trees whisper high above, and the cool night air carries the clean scent of wet cedar and flowing water. Eventually, you take one slow breath and straighten gently from the railing. It feels as though the forest has shared a quiet secret with you, not in words, but in stillness. You turn toward the narrow path that leads back through the trees. The distant glow of the cabin waits patiently among the mist. Small, warm, steady. You begin walking. The wet leaves soften each step beneath your boots. The rain has polished the path into shades of silver and copper. Occasionally a droplet slips from a low branch onto your sleeve. It feels cool for only a moment before disappearing into the fabric. The forest seems even quieter now, as though night has fully settled across the mountains. A gentle breeze moves through the pines. Their long branches sway together in a slow, peaceful motion. Far away, another soft roll of thunder drifts across the hills. It is already fading before it reaches you. Nothing feels hurried. Even the storm seems content to wander slowly through the mountains. The cabin grows larger as you approach. Warm amber light spills from the windows onto the rain-darkened ground. Smoke rises lazily from the stone chimney, disappearing into the mist above. The sight brings an immediate sense of comfort. You realize how inviting the cabin feels now, not simply as a place to stay, but as a refuge, a quiet shelter waiting in the heart of the rainy forest. You step onto the wooden bridge once more. The stream murmurs softly below. The bridge gives the same gentle creak beneath your weight, a familiar sound now, one that already feels connected to this peaceful evening. Rainwater glistens along the porch steps. The lantern beside the door flickers warmly. Its golden light reflects across the wet cedar boards. You pause beneath the sheltering roof. For a moment, you look back toward the forest. Mist drifts slowly between the dark trunks. The path has almost disappeared into the rain. Only the soft outline of the trees remains. Then you turn and open the door. Warmth greets you immediately. The change is gentle but unmistakable. Cool mountain air gives way to the comforting heat of the fire. The familiar scent of cedar wood, old books, and burning logs fills the room. You close the door softly behind you. The rain continues outside, but now it feels distant, protected, tamed by the thick cabin walls. The fireplace burns steadily. Orange flames curl around the cedar logs. Tiny sparks drift upward before disappearing into the chimney. The copper kettle still hangs above the fire. A thin ribbon of steam rises quietly into the warm air. You remove your coat and hat. Small droplets of rain fall onto the woven rug near the door. You hang the coat beside the hearth, where the warmth can dry it slowly. The scent of rain-soaked wool begins to mingle with the cedar smoke. It is a comforting smell, the reminder of the peaceful walk through the forest. Your boots come off next. The thick wool socks beneath feel wonderfully warm against the polished oak floor. You flex your toes for a moment, enjoying the simple comfort. The rocking chair waits beside the fire, exactly where you left it. The blanket still drapes across the back. You settle into the chair once more. It rocks gently beneath you. Forward, back, forward, back. The fire reaches your hands and feet with a pleasant warmth. Outside, rain continues to tap softly against the windows. The sound is deeper now, more distant, as though the storm itself has settled into a quiet sleep. You pour another cup of tea. The ceramic mug warms your palms immediately. Steam curls upward in delicate silver threads. You take a slow sip. Rich, earthy, comforting. The warmth spreads through your chest. For several peaceful moments, you simply sit beside the fire, watching the flames, listening to the rain. The old grandfather clock continues its gentle ticking from the far side of the room. Each sound feels softer than before. The cabin has become even quieter, even calmer. Your eyelids grow a little heavier. The long day, the mountain air, the walk through the rainy forest, the warmth of the fire, all of it gathers together into a deep, peaceful tiredness. Not exhaustion. Comfort. You glance toward the windows one last time. Raindrops continue their slow journey down the glass. Beyond them, the pine trees stand quietly beneath the mist. The mountains have disappeared completely into the rainy night. And somehow, that feels perfect. The world outside can rest for a while. Here, inside the little cedar cabin, everything feels safe. The fire burns gently. The warmth of the cabin welcomes you, as though you had never left. Outside, the rain continues its quiet journey through the mountains. Inside, time seems to move more slowly than ever before. You remain standing near the door for a moment. Your coat hangs peacefully beside the fireplace. Tiny drops of rain disappear, one by one, into the warmth of the room. The familiar scent of cedar wood fills the air. It mingles gently with the fragrance of tea and the faint sweetness of burning logs. The fire has settled into a steady glow, no longer bright with lively flames. Instead, it burns with quiet confidence. Deep orange embers rest beneath slowly blackening cedar logs. Occasionally, a tiny spark rises. It drifts upward for only a moment before disappearing into the chimney above. The sound is soft, almost impossible to notice unless you are truly listening. You return to the rocking chair. It welcomes your weight with a familiar wooden creak. The blanket still feels warm from earlier. You pull it gently across your lap. Its thick wool carries the comforting scent of cedar and clean mountain air. For several long moments, you simply watch the fire. There is something endlessly calming about a fireplace. It never rushes. It never asks to be admired. It simply burns, patiently, quietly, as it has done for generations. Your eyes wander across the room. The shelves beside the stone chimney hold rows of old books. Some are well worn. Others appear almost untouched. Their leather bindings have darkened with age. Golden letters still shimmer softly beneath the lantern light. You rise slowly and walk toward the shelves, running your fingers gently across the spines. Each one feels slightly different. Smooth leather, textured cloth, faded paper. Finally, one small volume catches your attention. Its cover is deep forest green, simple, without decoration. You lift it carefully from the shelf. The pages release the faint, familiar scent that only old books seem to carry, a mixture of paper, time, and quiet memories. You return to the chair. The fire continues its gentle dance. Rain taps softly against the windows. The old grandfather clock marks another peaceful minute. You open the book. Inside Zun, there are no dramatic adventures, no hurried journeys, only quiet observations about the mountains, the changing seasons, the birds that visit each spring. Toward the fire, toward the rain, toward the peaceful reflections dancing across the windows. The flames move slowly. Each glowing ember settles a little deeper. The lantern above casts warm circles of light across the ceiling beams. The flowers that bloom beside hidden streams. The writer never seems eager to reach the next page. Each paragraph lingers peacefully upon simple moments. You smile. It feels strangely familiar, very much like this evening itself. You read only a few pages, not because the book is uninteresting, but because your eyes naturally drift away from the words. Outside, the rain softens. Its rhythm changes, almost unnoticed. Still steady, still comforting, but quieter now. The storm has begun its gentle journey toward silence. Far beyond the mountains, one final roll of thunder murmurs through the clouds. It is little more than a distant whisper. Soon, even that disappears. Only rain remains. You close the book carefully. Back, almost perfectly in time with the rain outside. You glance toward the windows, placing a small ribbon between the pages. Perhaps you will continue reading tomorrow. Perhaps you will not. There is no need to decide tonight. The tea in your mug has cooled. You pour another fresh cup from the warm teapot. Steam rises in delicate ribbons. You cradle the mug between both hands. The warmth spreads slowly through your fingers, through your wrists, into your shoulders. Your breathing becomes slower, deeper, without effort, without thought. The rocking chair moves gently once more. Forward, back, forward. Raindrops continue their slow journey down the glass. Beyond them, the pine forest has almost disappeared into the mist. Only faint silhouettes remain. Dark, peaceful, timeless. Somewhere outside, the little mountain stream continues flowing through the forest, exactly as it has all evening. You cannot see it now, but you know it is there. Its quiet song joining the rain, its water slipping gently over smooth stones, never rushing, never stopping. The cabin feels wonderfully still. The kind of stillness that cannot be found in busy places. It is the stillness of old wood, of quiet evenings, of warm light, and gentle weather. You lean your head back. The blanket settles comfortably around you. The fire crackles once, softly, then becomes quiet again. Your eyelids begin to feel pleasantly heavy, not because you are trying to sleep, but because everything around you seems to invite rest. The warmth, the rain, the slow rhythm of the chair, the peaceful silence between every sound. Outside, the night continues to deepen. Inside, the little cabin glows like a lantern among the endless trees. And for the first time this evening, you notice how wonderfully effortless it feels to simply do nothing at all. You remain exactly where you are. The rocking chair moves with such gentle patience that it almost feels alive. Forward, back, forward, back. Its rhythm is slow enough that you no longer notice each movement. Instead, you simply become part of it. The fire has changed again. The lively flames that greeted you earlier this evening have settled into glowing embers. Deep shades of amber and crimson rest beneath the cedar logs. Occasionally, a small blue flame appears for only a moment. It curls quietly around the wood before disappearing once more. There is no urgency, only warmth. You place your teacup upon the little oak table. A thin ribbon of steam still rises into the lantern light. The room carries a peaceful mixture of familiar scents: cedar, tea leaves, old leather, warm wool, fresh mountain rain. Each one seems perfectly balanced with the others. Nothing feels stronger than it should. The cabin itself seems to breathe slowly. The old timber walls expand almost silently in the warmth of the fire. Somewhere above, the roof answers with a quiet wooden sigh. It is a comforting sound, one that reminds you this little cabin has stood through countless seasons. It has welcomed spring rains, summer evenings, golden autumn storms, and deep winter snow. Tonight, it welcomes you. You glance toward the bookshelf once more. The small green volume rests exactly where you placed it. Its ribbon bookmark slips gently between the pages. Perhaps another traveler once sat in this very chair, reading beneath the same lantern, listening to the same rain, watching another peaceful fire slowly settle into glowing coals. The thought brings a quiet smile. Some places seem untouched by time. They simply continue offering comfort to whoever arrives. Outside, the rain has become wonderfully gentle. It no longer taps against the windows. Instead, it whispers. Tiny drops slide softly across the glass before disappearing into the darkness below. Mist gathers between the pine trees. The forest beyond the windows is little more than soft shapes now. Dark trunks, faint branches, silver fog. Nothing asks to be seen clearly. The mystery itself feels peaceful. A cool breeze brushes lightly across the cabin. not through an open window, but through the old chimney above the fireplace. It carries the faint scent of wet earth and evergreen needles. The fire responds with one quiet crackle. A shower of tiny sparks rises, golden for a heartbeat, then gone. You pull the blanket a little closer around your shoulders. Its weight feels comforting, safe, like the quiet embrace of the evening itself. The grandfather clock continues its patient rhythm. Tick, pause. Tick, pause. Its sound never interrupts the silence. It simply reminds you that time is still passing, even here. Even in this peaceful little corner of the mountains. You close your eyes, only for a moment. Your breathing slows naturally. The warmth upon your face, the coolness beyond the windows, the steady rain, the quiet fire. Everything seems perfectly balanced. For a little while, there is nothing to remember, nothing to plan, nothing waiting for tomorrow. Only this chair, this room, this gentle night. You open your eyes again. The lantern hanging from the ceiling burns a little lower now. Its amber glow has softened. Shadows drift lazily across the cedar walls. The room feels even calmer than before. You reach toward the fireplace, with the small iron poker resting nearby. Very gently, you nudge one cedar log. The glowing embers shift almost silently. A few tiny flames appear once more. It settles again, almost immediately. Satisfied. You smile quietly. Simple tasks often bring the deepest comfort. No rush, no effort, only gentle care. Outside, the rain continues its endless lullaby. The stream beyond the bridge flows steadily through the sleeping forest. Hidden now beneath darkness and mist. Yet somehow, its quiet presence can still be felt. You imagine the smooth stones beneath the water, the fallen autumn leaves drifting gently along the edges, the moss-covered banks shining beneath countless tiny raindrops. The mountains themselves seem asleep, wrapped beneath clouds, resting peacefully until morning. Inside the cabin, everything grows softer. The fire, the lantern, the rain, even your thoughts. Your eyelids grow pleasantly heavy once more. Not with exhaustion, but with deep contentment. The kind that arrives only after a quiet evening spent close to nature. You lean back a little farther. The rocking chair continues its gentle motion. Forward, Back. Forward. Back. Almost. Without noticing, your breathing falls into the same peaceful rhythm as the rain outside, and the little cabin, glowing warmly in the heart of the Blue Ridge Mountains, seems to hold the entire night in quiet, comforting silence. The evening has grown wonderfully quiet. The rain still falls beyond the windows, not as a storm anymore, only as a soft, steady whisper upon the cedar roof. Inside the cabin, the fire glows with quiet confidence. The bright flames have settled into warm amber embers. Their gentle light fills the room with a peaceful golden glow. You remain in the rocking chair for a little while longer. The blanket rests comfortably around your shoulders. Its familiar warmth feels almost weightless now. The grandfather clock continues its patient rhythm. Tick, pause, tick, pause. Each passing moment feels slower than the last. The lantern hanging above burns a little lower. Its soft amber light blends beautifully with the glow of the fireplace. Shadows drift lazily across the cedar walls. Nothing asks for your attention. Nothing asks to be done. You take one final sip of your tea. It is warm, comforting, simple. You set the empty cup beside the kettle. The copper kettle releases a quiet sigh of steam, almost like a gentle goodnight. You rise slowly from the rocking chair. One last glance toward the windows. Raindrops continue their slow journey down the glass. Beyond them, the sleeping forest rests beneath a blanket of mist. You smile softly. The mountains will still be here tomorrow. The rain will finish its song in its own time, and the little cabin will continue keeping its quiet watch through the night. You walk toward the bed. The blankets are already warm. The pillow waits patiently. As you settle beneath the covers, the fire crackles one final time. Outside, the rain continues. Inside, your breathing grows slower, calmer, gentler. The peaceful night quietly carries you towards sleep. And somewhere beyond dreams, the cabin has become wonderfully quiet. The fire now glows with a gentle warmth. Most of the bright flames have settled into soft amber embers. They pulse slowly beneath the cedar logs. Their comforting light fills the room with a peaceful golden glow. Outside, the rain continues its patient rhythm, drop after drop, softly falling upon the roof, sliding down the windows, disappearing into the quiet forest below. The storm has almost completely passed. Only its gentle heartbeat remains. You sit peacefully in the rocking chair. The thick wool blanket rests comfortably around your shoulders. Your hands cradle the last warmth of your tea. It has cooled now, just enough to remind you that the evening has slowly become night. The grandfather clock continues its steady rhythm. Tick, pause, tick, pause. Its quiet voice blends perfectly with the rain. Neither one asks for attention. Both simply exist. You take one slow breath. The cool scent of mountain rain still lingers softly in the cabin, mixed with cedar wood, warm stone, old books, and the gentle fragrance of the dying fire. The lantern burns lower. Its amber glow grows softer with each passing minute. Shadows drift lazily across the wooden ceiling. Nothing moves quickly here. Nothing needs to. You rise from the rocking chair. Your footsteps are slow upon the polished oak floor. You place the empty teacup beside the kettle. The copper kettle releases one final whisper of steam, almost as if wishing you good night. You smile quietly, then walk toward the bed beside the rain-covered window. The blankets feel wonderfully warm. You settle beneath them slowly. The pillow welcomes you, soft, comfortable, familiar. You listen one last time. The rain upon the roof, the quiet fire, the whispering pines, the distant stream. All of them continue their peaceful songs through the sleeping mountains. Your breathing becomes slower, gentler. Each breath a little deeper than the last. Your eyelids grow comfortably heavy. The warmth of the cabin surrounds you completely. Safe, still, peaceful. Instis me into Nini, Rini, Miney. It's me. Instay. Good night. Where I minter moines rest beneath the quiet autumn rain. The today. And without even noticing the exact moment, you drift peacefully into a deep, comfortable, restful sleep. Outside, the gentle rain continues its timeless song. The pine trees stand quietly beneath the autumn sky, and the little cedar cabin remains warm, peaceful, and still.